never recorded this way before, so if there's anything wrong, let's start today on a flowery note, shall we? Already go by today's title. We're gonna have a little bit of a mukbang. I have my favorite right here. I'm starving. Some soy sauce, napkin, and you already guessed it. If it comes in this bag, it's gonna be this delicious. Oh, get into it. Makeup and eating and talking, because I have like 3 things that I want to do, but also like, can we get into this? This is hand roll. This is too good. Another bite, and then we can get into primer. I'm just gonna prime my face with my all-time favorite. Seriously, like, have you seen my silhouette? Ouch. Put some ginger minge on there. I have been using Uber probably since it came out, and I've never really thrived in giving them 5 stars. But here and there, I've been, you know, good when it comes to like tipping them or whatever. I don't even know if this is my shade. And so when it came to my Uber ride today, literally and meanwhile, none of the Ubers picked up. Like literally none of them. Okay, I don't feel like this is doing a good enough job at the blending, but maybe it's because it's a foundation stick. So let's try and blend it in with a brush.
I'm not really looking.
So none of the Ubers pick up, alright? I'm done, I'm ready to come home, and this is also partly a reason why I never go out, because when I do, I'm always like insecure about finding an Uber because sometimes they just never pitch. Sometimes they'll see you and then they'll be like, oh, connecting to another driver, connecting.
Fetch me! Like, fetch me!
You know? But anyway, so I was ready to leave. I don't get an Uber. And so I decided, you know what? I'm very hungry. Usually like 2 p.m. is the time where I need to eat or I'll faint. I don't know why. It's just sometimes it just happens like that. But no, I don't faint. Don't worry. I'm just a little, we're a little bit hyperactive and dramatic with a whole lot of ADHD on this channel, so you'll come to live and understand. So I don't get an Uber, and I just like, you know what, while I'm gonna wait for this thing to just connect to another driver, I am gonna order something to eat. So there I am ordering food, and I get a notification saying the Uber is 8 minutes. It's gonna arrive in 8 minutes. By the way, where is that Miss Thing right now? It takes too long to blend. This is a foundation stick and it takes too long to blend. Like my arm feels like I braided my hair for like a couple hours straight. But there I am. Waiting for the Uber, and the Uber arrives, and this guy takes so long to freaking chop up the sushi and like make it. He's like making it and like staring at everybody else, and he's making it and staring. I'm just like, my guy, you could literally do this in 5 minutes. Like it's not that difficult. And so I was like, maybe he's new, you know what, remorseful, or sympathetic, and he finishes, but I message my driver and I tell my driver, look, I'm gonna give you a tip if you can wait for me, please. Or if you can't wait for me, I'm gonna give you a tip, right? And I'll only be like 2 minutes. Lo and behold, it took like 4 minutes for me to get out there, maybe 5, maybe even 6. So I'm looking at the guy and I want to like rush him a little bit, you know? So I'm like, is that for me? Can you please add no mayo to the little hand roll? And he's like, yeah. And I'm just like, hurry, there's an Uber waiting for me outside. When I tell you, the Uber accepts the trip, starts the trip without me in the car. And I'm panicking. I'm like, I'm panicking and I'm like, so you're just gonna drive off without me? I'm gonna cancel. Like, I'm gonna do something. Like, in my head, I'm like having this whole conversation with this Uber driver. I'm gonna report him to his manager, or I'm just gonna do something. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do something. And I get to the car. Mind you, this isn't even my first rodeo. Like, a couple of other Uber drives I've been on. Like, I was in the most flirtiest Uber drive of my life one time. I think I was going to China Mall or Chinatown, and I swear this guy is like, why don't you sit in front? And I'm like, okay. And I sit in front and it's like, I could be like, you know what, I'm good at the back, but it's fine, I'll sit in the front. Like, I'm not that, you know, pressed about making it known that I'm a bitch. You know, some people, you know what? Sometimes you guys have ugly personalities with other people for no good reason. And granted, it's needed sometimes, especially when in like this scenario, when like they're hitting on you, but you have the only thing that you could do is laugh, and they're not even getting your laugh, or they're not even getting you saying, oh, but you have a boyfriend, or you know, you're busy, you're not free, you don't do anything, you just sit and study. You know, the all the cards we play just to not get people to give us attention that much, that it's like actually disgusting when they're flirting that much. But we're also very cute because we don't want to get killed. We don't want to get tossed out of the car on the side of the road and then nobody knows where we are, right? And I've given my number out before. Like, literally, I gave my number because I didn't know what to do, what to say. This guy was super friendly. Now, this is the thing. There's categories when it comes to how you treat people. Like, if he's just like really like out there, then obviously you can like, put yourself back in. But if he's like very kind, like he's very like chatty catty, and it's almost like he wants to be your friend. Like, those types of guys are dangerous because obviously when you give the number, they're gonna want to talk to you. But you don't have to reply. You don't have to reply. They can track you with your number. I don't know what they can do with your number, but meeting those types of guys are always like just funny because you never know when you're gonna have them on a trip again. And then they'll be like, so you gave me your number, but you never replied. And then you're just like, oh, I got a new number because my phone. Why is this our lives? So I get to the car, right? I tell him where I'm standing. I'm like, hey girl, here I am. And there's 2 other people in the car. Now this is where it gets funny because I was like, Vicky, this is when you know you can, like, just because you know where all the products goes on to doesn't mean you're a good picker at products, because this literally looks like it should be my foundation instead of my concealer. Literally. Well, we're gonna work with it. We're gonna work with it. Anyway, I get to the car. There's 2 other people in the car. I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, I waited for you for so long. I'm like, dude, I texted you saying that I'm gonna be a little late. Can you wait? And you were like, okay. You never said anything about other people in the car. And he's like, I tried to tell you. I'm like, what in the name of liars is this? In my head, I'm saying this. And these 2, I think it was a couple, they look at me like, we're not gonna hurt you, but also, white people sometimes look like they're drug addicts, you know? So they and the Uber driver could have been in on it, and I'm like, I ain't trying to get robbed today by no meth heads. I really ain't. This is really not a drag for white people in general. It's just an observation, like black people. And this is literally what another Uber driver had a conversation with. So I was taking an Uber with 2 other people. Okay, this is not the 2 other people that I just mentioned. This was actually we were traveling together, and they were talking about getting robbed and, you know, all the places that you could get robbed at. And I was just like chilling and listening. I was very into Sadhguru. I was listening to Sadhguru, and Sadhguru was like, you know, try and every day just maintain your peace, maintain your calm. It was a really difficult time in my life back then. I am looking for my concealer brush, which I cannot find, and I found it. And I was really like in that place and in that state where it was just an observation for my life. And they were talking about black people, like black people robbing black people when you're like scared of like other people robbing you, like white people or brown people or colored people, as they say in South Africa. But they rob their own people, and they're like, they don't talk too much, like they will kill you even if you give your stuff to them. And I'm sitting there like, y'all are really dragging the different types of and they were really out here like talking about the different types of races and how they rob you. And they were like, black people do not care if you give them whatever they ask for. They will like stab you or kill you or whatever the case may be right after, and they have no idea why. And then they got to colored people, like colored people, nah, they won't do anything. Like they're the ones that look rough, and they look like they'll kill you, but they don't if you like give them whatever you have. And then it's like, cool, walk away. And to some white robbers, they just laugh. Like literally, they cannot imagine like white people robbing. It's just like take and run. That's where, as black people and colored people, they would literally still walk away. White people will run, which is the opposite of what happens when there's like terrorist attacks. Oh man. So with that being said, I was just like, I was not trying to like be one of those people that's just gonna end up on a Instagram live or wherever just saying like how I got robbed by 2 white people and an Uber driver. Like that was just not gonna be me. And I was looking at them, they were looking at the Uber driver, they were like chilled. It was like they had a conversation already, like you know how people have conversations prior to you getting into the situation, and they just like have made peace with the situation, and you just like get there and you're just like, but you get in anyway because the dude already started the trip. So I get in and I'm like, no offense guys, like you know, the killer is real, so you have to be very cautious. You know what this dude's response is? Yeah, he always like, safety is always his second priority. And I'm like, this is not something that I want to hear coming out your mouth. This is not something I want to hear coming out your mouth. So I was scared. Like I had one of those days where I'm just thankful that I made it home safe, because you always have those moments when you're like, I might not make it home safe. I might not even make it to the place that I'm going to. And I'm one of those people that's like, I'm just an overthinker. I think about the worst things happening, like the worst possibility. I'm the person that literally goes to sleep thinking I'm gonna not wake up tomorrow, I'm gonna die. I don't know. I literally don't know where that side of me comes from, but it's been going on and it's not been fun. It's not been fun. But yeah. Then I got home, I promised him a tip, so I tipped him anyway. And it was like a really dodgy drive, because when they were in the car driving and they asked me like, how is the area that I love? And I'm like, obviously all areas are like dodgy. It's like you just obviously have to be safe, like it's Cape Town, like What else? Baking a little bit. Bacon a little bit, bacon a little bit, bacon a little bit. I'm just gonna set it all over. Take that oily girl away. Hey, Miss Oily Girl. I forgot we had a mukbang. You can't do 500 things at once. Anyway, comment down below that you guys liked about the song. I have a reaction channel, and I usually end my videos like that. Comment down below what you liked about the song. What you think about the song? What you think I could have gotten into more? Follow me on my reaction channel, guys. This has really been an eventful time. Maybe I'll call this video update a contour and a highlight or something. Loving, appreciating. Slime! I can finally do it! But I don't want my bangs to just fly anywhere. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Let's get into today's look, shall we? Hey guys, we are done. Thank you so much for eating, drinking, and chatting with me. I absolutely love how this look turned out. I love the lip combo as well. Very sultry, subtle, but with a bold lip. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and join me, family. Join me, because I kind of like talking to you guys now. Before I didn't know, before it was just makeup, but then I realized there's so many makeup channels out there. I just want to come and sit and talk. I like editing, I like recording myself, I love feeling my own fantasy. If you want to feel your own fantasy, join me. Oh, this way. Wait, no. My ring just fell under the couch. Bye guys.